and welcome to this edition of It's Janice. I'm your host, Janice McLean-Deloach. Today, our guest is Robert L. Wallace with Bith Group Technologies and Bith Energy. Stay tuned. I think you're going to love this interview. We'll be back. So tell me a little bit about Bith Group Technologies and Bith Energy.
So what we try to do, our mission is to use technology as a tool to solve the problems of humanity, right? To solve the problems of our clients. So in the case of IT, we have IT tools. In the case of energy, we have energy tools. And these tools are simply that, tools that are used to solve problems, to help our clients to achieve their mission. Right.
Well, you must be really busy right now because it seems like our world has a lot of problems right now.
It does. It does. You know, I have this saying that engineers rule the world. We rule the world. And what I mean by that is that without engineers, there'll be no lights, there'll be no clean water to drink, there'll be no food systems, there'll be no roads, no buildings. We control the world. And so, in a fun way, I'm saying that we have solutions now in the IT, in our IT bag, and in our energy bag, right, that solve the problems of humanity. We built, in our energy business, we built the largest solar array in Baltimore City, 1 megawatt plant. It's the largest one in Baltimore City. We're building the largest solar plant in Howard County. That'll be a 10 megawatt plant. What are we doing? We are adding value because we are helping people get clean energy that doesn't pollute the environment, right? We're creating jobs. Right. And we're also cutting their power costs, their energy costs. So I'm saving them money, I'm creating jobs, and I'm helping the environment.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that, and I think you partnered with Ray Lewis on that.
That's correct. Well, that came afterwards. So the Ray Lewis connection was, my son, by the way, had that idea, and he drives that. He said, and we agree, we always try to do good, to do well and do good. So we're saying, why can't technology be used as a tool to help all humanity, to raise all boats, all right, in water. So we said, how can we provide renewable energy solutions to low-income neighborhoods, right? It should not just benefit people who are well off. That was our mission and our thought. So my son had the idea. He said, let's create a system where every time we build a solar plant, we're going to build one in the urban center or for the urban center that will provide jobs in the urban center. And by the way, we need to partner with someone that is an attractive, that can attract the market, that can bring a lot of people to look at it. And so we said somebody like Ray Lewis. Or anyone of that stature.
And he's from Baltimore.
And Baltimore
And he cares about Baltimore.
And he cares about Baltimore, right? So my son and Ray Lewis, they got together and formulated this idea of P52. 52, as you know, is Ray Lewis's number. Power 52.
I do know that.
Yeah. And so when Ray shows up, of course, you can imagine, everybody comes out, right? It's immediate attention. And so my son, who's also an engineer, and we provide the engineering and the know-how. Ray's a smart guy, he's a business-minded guy, and he loves the community. So you put those together, we've got a pretty powerful force there that allows us to bring renewable energy benefits to low-income neighborhoods.
let's talk a little bit about how diverse is your company? How do you go about bringing in minorities, women, people maybe with disabilities who want to get involved in technology
Sure.
and solar energy, and how do they do that? How do you reach out to those communities?
Well, I think the first step to creating a diverse organization is making sure that the culture of the company attracts all kinds of people. So what I work on is the culture of the company, that our reputation, that our brand is one where it will attract people from different backgrounds and different experiences. And so we have a very diverse staff. We have almost every ethnic group represented. We have different religions represented. We even have,
Wow, that's
we even have
interesting.
atheists, people who don't believe anything, right? I'll tell you a funny story. Can I tell you a funny story about that too?
Sure, you can tell me whatever you like.
So this is a true story too. Of course, it's true. I wouldn't tell you it wasn't true. So we had a position. We had an open position, and it was for an administrative type role. We interviewed some people. Came down to one young lady who was qualified, more qualified than anyone else. So what we do is my staff will do the interviews. They'll do the vetting, then they will present to me a recommendation. They presented this young lady to me and recommend that we hire her for this role. So I came in to meet her because I always want to meet people before we say yes. Before we bring them on, I want to meet every employee. I want to meet them personally because I want to make sure I look them in the eye and say, okay, is this person going to fit into our culture, into our company? So we had the meeting in this room, as a matter of fact, and I came in with a folder and we sat down and began talking. Well, I didn't ask the question, but she volunteered that she was a Wiccan. Is that like a witch? Wiccans? I think they're witches.
I'm not.
I think so. She's a Wiccan. She's a witch. I will tell you, my first reaction was I put that offer letter I had on the table, I put it back in the folder, closed it up, and I said, well, we will give you a call later in the week. And then she left, and I left. I went home that night, and I had to pray about it. Because the truth is, I was uncomfortable having somebody who was a witch, a Wiccan, that close, or that being a part of my organization. I was uncomfortable. I admit that. I was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And so what I had to do,
understand.
what I had to do
Right.
is I had to pray about it. Because I knew that she was the most qualified person for the job, hands down, no question. But I, the CEO, I was uncomfortable with her religious, her spiritual beliefs. I had to pray about it. And I had to pray that I would do the right thing. The right thing was she was the best, she was most qualified, she should get the job. That was the right thing to do. But I had to pray about it because it wasn't natural, because I was uncomfortable with that. Next day, called her up. She came in the room, gave her the offer letter. She accepted. She's with us.
Okay.
Right? What I'm saying is that all of us have what I call unconscious bias.
True.
All of us.
This is true.
I don't care
Yes.
if you're black, white, Latino, Asian, male, female. You, because society and the culture you're raised in, right, instills in you
Absolutely.
certain biases. And they're unconscious. Some are conscious, but some are unconscious. In my case, there was an unconscious bias against people who didn't believe in God. That was my unconscious bias. I had to confront my unconscious bias.
I think that's really awesome that you bring that up. And I'll tell you, because frankly, and this is me speaking, I think the problem that we're having in the world today is that you do have people who, and some people do not have a religious belief, and they do not consult a higher power.
That's correct.
In my case, I choose God.
That's correct.
But it was more so than that. You wanted to do the right thing. You thought about it. So you brought about ethics, morals.
Absolutely.
And you thought about it from a business perspective, which is not happening a lot today.
That's true.
You know, we had the pleasure of interviewing with you once before at the Christian Professional
Yes,
Network Conference.
I remember. Very nice.
And I have to tell you, and I'm going to say this again, that was one of the best conferences I have ever gone to.
It was very nice.
And it was from a Christian perspective.
It was.
But these are also business people who are very solid, very strong.
That's correct.
And they're thinking.
That's
so
good.
thank you for sharing that with us because, again, this is a testament to that.
Thank you so much.
So, you know, and we really don't have the right to judge other people. And yes, it does happen a lot.
But you have to be, but you have to be, and we have to be intentional about doing the right thing. See, if I wasn't intentional, I would have said, "Oh boy, I'm uncomfortable for weekend. Let's find somebody else, right?"
Yeah.
But because I was intentional, saying, "Okay, what is the right thing to do here?"
Right.
Forget my biases, forget my fears, forget my idiosyncrasies. What is the right thing to do? The right thing to do was she was the most qualified. She should get the job.
And I feel like, and we're going to move on from this, from a personal perspective, you know, for me, I know who God is. So I don't care if it's a warlock or a wicked or whatever it is that they're calling them. If you treat people right, and you believe in whatever you believe in, and I do believe if you do the right thing with people, regardless what they are, who they are, what they serve, you're not going to have any problems anyway.
I think it's true.
So that's just my philosophy.
And we have talking about diversity. We have ethnic diversity. That's true. But religious, we have Jews, we have Muslims, we have Christians, we have people who are atheists, we have Wiccans. I mean, it's amazing, and we coexist because, as you said, we respect one another's beliefs. We don't have to agree, but we can respect one another. And yes, I'm the CEO. The buck does stop here, but that's why I have to be even more intentional.
Absolutely.
About how I treat my team.
Yeah.
You're right.
Okay, so good. So we know that you're diverse, and we know that you help the community. You just have done so many amazing things. I know that you volunteer on a number of boards.
I do.
And you're also a professor.
Yes, ma'am.
What's a work day like for you?
Well, I will tell you, I get about 4 hours of sleep a night. I awake every morning about 4 a.m.
So do I.
Automatic, no alarm clock.
Yeah.
I haven't used an alarm clock in 40 years, right? It's natural. Even when I'm on vacation, I wake up 4 o'clock, right? Wake up. First thing I do is have my devotion. I'm a Christian. I open my Bible up because the first voice I want to hear for the day is the voice of God. I don't want to hear CNN. I don't want to hear MSNBC. Right. And certainly I don't want to hear Fox News.
Hey, I didn't say that.
I said it. So I'm like, no. I want to hear the voice of God. Then I'm in the gym. I still play basketball. Although I'm getting old, my knees are starting to show it. But I exercise and work out, and then I begin my day. So my day begins at 4 a.m. every day.
Okay. So what are some of the most crucial things that you've done over the years and all your business experiences to grow businesses?
There are a couple of things I think that are necessary to remain relevant in society, right? Mm-hmm. Number one is you have to be out in front of society. You have to be out in front of the market. In other words, when I'm offering, the solutions I'm offering to the marketplace, they have to be ahead of where the market is. Mm-hmm. So we're always looking for the new thing, the next technology, the next solution. Because I want to be out in front of my customer, not behind them, or even not beside them. Because that's how I add value. When I add value when I can tell to my customer, Mr. and Mrs. Customer, this is where the industry is going. This is what you need to do to be relevant in that new industry, and here's how I can help you get there. Okay. If I can have that conversation consistently, I'll be in business for life. I will have customers for life. Right. And in fact, we do. We've had clients who over for 20 years. And they keep hiring us over and over and over again because what we do is what I said. We are out in front of the customer. We're directing them where they need to go. We're showing them how their business benefits, and then we're helping them to get there.
So do you have any plans for expansion that you'd like to share with us, or do we just wait to see where you go?
We do. So in the energy sector, in the energy business, we're really spending a lot of resources and time into battery storage, microgrid engineering, different applications now of solar energy. Like for example, you'll be able pretty soon to buy paint that has solar cells in it. So you can paint your house and your walls, and it will have solar cells in it. The Internet of Things is going to be really big. And what that means is that every object, this glass, these tables, these chairs are going to have transmitters built into them, right? Where they can provide feedback on what's happening. The paint on the walls, your refrigerator, everything is called the Internet of Things. Think about it. The intelligence that used to be just in computers is now being pushed out into devices. This Apple Watch I have on.
Oh, wow.
I can do on this watch what 5 years ago took me 5 devices to do.
You know, sometimes I wonder, do we need to know all of these things all the time like that? I know you're going to tell me yes. I know you are.
Well,
tell me why.
Well, you know, I'm a typical engineer. I probably would naturally say yes. But let me tell you why that's important. Because we only use a very small percentage of our brain capacity. Are you aware of that?
Yeah, I hear it's 10%, right?
Some scientists say 10%. So it's 90% that we're not using. So what technology allows us to do is to force society to expand that 10% to 12%, 13%, 20%, right? So when we do that, our capacity to analyze data and situations increases. So I'll give you an example. So right now, I have in my collection, I have an Apple Watch, I have an Apple phone, I have an iPad, I have an Apple laptop, I have an Apple desktop. I have all this technology. Years ago, I would never have thought that I would need. But Apple has done a great job of convincing me that I need it. So once I made the decision to buy it, now I'm engrossed in all this information, all this data, all this technology. And what has happened is my brain has expanded. My capacity to absorb has expanded to benefit from it. That's the power of technology. And what Apple, I use Apple as an example, they are geniuses at it. How many of us thought we had to have an iPad years ago? Do I really need an iPhone to exist? No, I don't. But they had convinced me that I need it.
They have really good marketing.
They have very good marketing. Very good marketing.
Very good marketing people.
Very good marketing. But once I get it and begin to use it, and I can see how it makes my life easier, then I'm sold. But then my capacity to absorb it expands dramatically.
We are at the Christian Professional Network Conference in Maryland, and I am joined with the president of the CPN Conference, Tom Shutlick, who is the founder and president of the conference, and he's also a Baltimore attorney. So hi, Tom. Thank you for talking with me today.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you for being here.
Would you tell me how this conference came about, please?
Well, the Christian Professional Network has existed for now 21 years. It is a business and ministry organization. There are many networking organizations within the Christian community that emphasize discipleship and Bible study and prayer, and all those things are great. What we emphasize is business excellence. We emphasize giving people the tools that they need to succeed in business. You know, it was said of Moses that he was learned in all the wisdom of the Egyptians and was mighty in word and deed. That's what we want to be. It is said, the Lord Jesus Christ said that those who are of the world are wiser than the children of light. What we want to do is we want to teach, demonstrate, show, and then promote excellence in business as a testimony to the Lord Jesus Christ. Because business success comes with excellence. It doesn't come just with faith. It comes with excellence in what you do.
And how did this conference come about? I hear what you're saying, but how did it get started?
Well, we met for about 7 years in smaller meetings. And then a time came when we decided that we had a large enough network and a large enough body of support to start to put together a full-day Christian business conference. We've had a number of companies who graciously sponsor us. We have people who want to come and speak in the breakouts and in the general sessions. And from there, it's just a lot of work, a lot of networking to bring a ever larger and growing body of Christian businessmen and women together.
And I just have to tell you, I've been here today and we've kind of been milling around and talking to some of the vendors and the speakers. If you don't go to any other conference at all during the year, this is one that I feel is a must attend for people. And how do people find out more about your conference?
We have two websites. The conference is cpnconference.com, and then our publication website is cpnonpoint.com. The publication goes out monthly, and the conference is once a year.
And I just have to say again, I thank you so much for allowing us to kind of come today. And there wasn't anybody that I talked to today who was not supportive of just talking about business and networking and giving you contacts and resources. I've been to a lot of business expos, and I have never had the experience that I had like this today. So I just thank you so much for doing this work. And I am joined by Laura and John, who have the Maggiano Olive Oil Company. So hi, Laura. Hi, John.
Hi.
All right.
It's great to be here.
So tell me a little bit about your company and your product, please.
Sure. So we're actually Maggio Olive Oil Company. It was named after my great-grandmother, Maria Maggio, who came to the United States from Sicily in 1904. And we sell olive oils from California, certified by the California Olive Oil Council, and vinegars from Modena, Italy. So we import our vinegars and we work with local farmers in California to get quality olive oil, both flavored and extra virgin.
Okay, John.
And it's a very exciting time, too. We're currently in the process of building a new store. It's going to be at BWI Airport in the B terminal. This is after security, directly across from the Starbucks. So it's an excellent location. We'll have all of our flavors of oil and vinegar, and definitely a destination within the airport to see.
So I'm talking to Laura and Jonathan. We are at the Christian Professional Network Conference, and I just want to ask you, how did you guys become involved with this conference, and what brings you to the conference this year?
Well, Mr. Tom Shetlick is I would say the organizer and president of the Christian Professional Network, and we have known him personally and professionally, and we are Christian business owners ourselves, and so we feel it's very important to connect.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a privilege to support this conference, to be a part of it. Also, just the connections that come from it, to be with like-minded individuals who love the Lord, who also love business, and pursue their businesses with excellence. And that's just a privilege to interact with them and to serve alongside them, and then also just simply learn from them too.
And I see that you guys were doing a lot of networking, and people were very drawn to your table and your display. So we're going to get a little shot at the table and the display. Would you just walk us through a little bit and tell me a little bit about what this is? And I'm going to move on this side so we can get a good shot here. Okay.
All right. So at our store, we have a store at Arundel Mills. You can taste everything that we have, the oils and the vinegars. You can pair them together and you can taste them. So John, do you want to explain just what we have?
What we do, so all of our oils are from California. The way that we make our oils, they're from just a few farms in California, and everything is crushed together. So if it's a flavored oil, like for example our garlic, it's fresh cloves of garlic and olives, and they're crushed together, spun through a centrifuge, and then you have garlic olive oil. So it's just 2 ingredients, and it's phenomenal. And so we have our garlic, we have our basil, rosemary, blood orange, we have lemon, lime, habanero, jalapeno, the list goes on. But they're all just, the beauty of it, it's just two ingredients, just the oil and then just the herb and the fruit. And then same thing with our vinegars. They're imported from Modena, Italy. and they're simmered and they're cooked with the fruit to give it just a fantastic taste. And they're aged substantially as well, which gives a very thick consistency.
You guys, I am so impressed by your display and just your marketing. And you talked about being a Christian and being in business and being excellence. And I'm so happy to be here today. So how do they find you?
Well, we do have a website. It's maggioolive.com. And we are also at Arundel Mills, so we have a kiosk right as you walk in between the Saks Fifth and Neiman Marcus. And then if you're flying anywhere over the holidays, you'll see us in BWI. But our store online does have all of our products. We also have spreads that are made from our oils. We have moisturizers made from our oils. There's just a lot of extra unique stuff online as well. So I would encourage people to go there. We have a Facebook page, Maggio Olive Oil Company. We're also on Facebook, so we post updates and specials there as well. So there's lots of ways to connect.
Most definitely. Yeah.
And I just want to correct and say Maggio, because I missed that in the beginning, so Maggio. And I'm going to tell you, I really want you guys to check out the Christian Professional Network Conference. It is amazing. And, you know, I don't often use amazing a lot, but I know I've used it probably 2 or 3 times today because it really was a great experience for me, and I hope that you will check it out and find the same thing. If not, please go online and look at it and investigate the conference and just, you know, do your own research and your own homework. And I'll tell you, I really hope that you guys will support Maggio's Olive Oil Company, right? And I'll tell you why, because John and Laura are expecting their first child, and they really need the money, so please call up and do some orders and make sure you support them. And I love to see small companies grow, particularly couples that are working together. So I'll do everything I can to support you, and I hope people will too. So I don't know about the jalapeno. You're on your own on that and habanero, but please, very good products. I hope you support them. So again, your website?
maggioolive.com. That's M-A-G-G-O, M-A-G-G-I-O, olive.com.
Excellent. Thank you so much.